The day the aliens realized humans were not at all what their centuries of distant observation had led them to believe began with an accidental miscalculation. Inside the data vault of the Varelian exploration fleet, a silver-blue armada drifting silently above the outer rim of the solar system. Like a forgotten constellation, each ship humming with the stories of 1,000 worlds they had cataloged with clinical precision, and yet humanity, messy, impulsive, contradictory humanity, had always remained a statistical anomaly too chaotic for their models to parse, so they had concluded arrogantly that humans were harmless, a primitive species stumbling around a backwater planet, unworthy of intervention or deeper study, but utterly fascinating in their unpredictability, so much so that the Council of High Inquiry had designated Earth a non-interference curiosity zone, essentially, a cosmic terrarium watched through long-range sensors until that morning. If one could call the temporal cycles of an ancient star-faring species, morning, when Scholar Unit Thalen detected a gravitational ripple near Saturn that should not have existed. A ripple that suggested either a natural anomaly or an artificial propulsion burst. And because the Varelians considered themselves guardians of logical certainty, they dispatched an observational skiff toward the blue-green sphere that had baffled them for millennia, sending Thalen, an irritated analyst who had long argued humans were more trouble than they were worth, and Seraph, a young linguist obsessed with Earth's culture, especially its strange emotional outbursts, recorded in movies and music and political speeches, all of which they had collected but never truly understood. As the skiff glided through Saturn's rings, the crew caught their first direct glimpse of Earth in real time, no longer filtered through their distant telescopes, and something felt different, though none of them could describe. What? Perhaps a pulsing sense of expectation in the electromagnetic field, as if the planet itself were holding its breath. And when they switched their scanners to high-resolution mode, they found an expanding web of human-made satellites buzzing chaotically around the planet like metallic insects. "They multiply," Seraph whispered in awe, and Thalen replied, "They clutter." But then the skiff intercepted a burst of human radio chatter, a messy mixture of news, music, arguments, laughter, and the frantic digital heartbeat of billions of interconnected devices. And the crew froze, because for the first time in Varelian history, the data wasn't static archival material. It was live, crackling and unintentionally intimate, and the sheer emotional density inside those transmissions stunned them. Humans weren't simply communicating. They were confessing, dreaming, screaming, joking, mourning, hoping, often all at once. And this chaotic emotional tapestry contradicted everything the Varelians believed a sentient species should be. As they drew closer and translated more audio, Seraph begged the others to listen to a particular frequency. It was a young girl on Earth recording a voice message to a friend, talking about her fears, her dreams, and her belief that life must exist beyond the stars. And though her message was simple, something about the fragile bravery in her voice cracked open a part of Thalen's mind he did not know existed, a place where logic bent in the presence of empathy. But just as they were beginning to form an unexpected admiration for humans, an alarm blared. An Earth defense radar had detected the skiff. This shocked the Varelians. Humans were not supposed to have this capability. Their models predicted Earth was at least 2 centuries away from detecting cloaked ships. Yet moments later, a burst of encrypted human military communication cut through space with surprising sophistication, tracking the skiff's trajectory with unsettling accuracy. "Impossible," Thalen muttered, recalculating. "Humans cannot see us." But they could, not perfectly, not consciously, but enough to be dangerous. The Varelians panicked and attempted to ascend, but before they could, the skiff abruptly lost balance. Not from human interference, but from the gravitational signature that had triggered their mission in the first place. The anomaly flared again, this time near the moon, revealing a hidden structure humming beneath its dusty surface. An ancient alien artifact, but not Varelian, not human, something older. Something that had been watching Earth far longer than any of them realized. Terrified yet compelled, the crew descended toward the moon's surface, landing near the artifact, which resembled a massive crystalline engine half buried under layers of regolith. As Thalen approached it, The structure activated with a slow, resonant pulse, and then a holographic projection erupted from it, except it was not an alien figure but a recording of Earth's early ancestors, not Homo sapiens, but pre-human beings shaped from a blend of starlight and biological possibility, suggesting humanity was not a cosmic accident but a curated creation, a species engineered long before Earth civilizations emerged, designed to evolve unpredictably, gifted with emotions not as flaws, but as tools for adaptation. Across crises no logical species could survive. The hologram explained that humans were meant to be the universe's creative anomaly, a species whose emotional chaos allowed breakthroughs in art, science, conflict, and resilience far beyond the predictable ceiling of hyper-logical civilizations. Suddenly, everything made sense to the Varelians. The wars, the inventions, the music, the madness, the compassion. Humans were not primitive. They were unstable by design, a species, crafted to endure the unendurable. The realization shattered the Varelians' intellectual arrogance. If humans could harness that explosive, emotional energy responsibly, if they ever unified, no empire, no star-faring dynasty, no ancient cosmic order could contain them. They were both the universe's greatest risk and greatest hope. But then the artifact delivered its final revelation. Humanity was waking up. Their rapid technological leaps, their growing ability to detect anomalies, their rising global awareness. They were approaching the threshold moment, the point at which they would discover their cosmic origins on their own. And the artifact warned that when humans realized their true nature, they would either become guardians of a new cosmic era or the destroyers of it. As the hologram faded, Thalen felt the weight of a revelation that would rewrite the history of every species the Varelians had ever catalogued. Seraph, trembling with excitement, whispered, "We have to tell them." But before they could debate, Earth's defense system sent another ping into space, stronger, more precise, as if the humans sensed something monumental had shifted. The Varelians hurried back into their skiff, the weight of destiny pressing against their chests. As they retreated into the dark silence above the moon, they watched Earth rotate slowly, oblivious yet awakening. Thalen recorded his final observation for the council. "We thought humans were primitive. We were wrong. They are not behind us. They are ahead of us, simply evolving along a path we never anticipated. When the day comes that humans realize who they truly are, the universe will change, and with that, the skiff vanished into the shadows of space, leaving Earth untouched, unaware that it had just been reclassified from curiosity to cosmic. Catalyst and the Varelians, once so certain of their superiority, now trembled not out of fear of humans' present power, but of what humans were destined to become. And somewhere on the planet below, a young girl looked up at the night sky, wondering why she suddenly felt as if something out there was listening back.